G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Wallabies versus Springboks, Perthfontein. And yeah, I'll probably just start with the positives because it's going to be a very short list. Wallabies improved on their penalty count and tackle completion rate, definitely went up much better from their last week's outing against the Springboks A team. Because, you know, the B team from the Springboks in the rain wasn't able to perform to nearly the same proficiency as they did last week. But hey, still walked out of this game quite an easy win, quite a comfortable win, especially in the second half when their more experienced players came onto the field and put a bit of pressure on. Wallabies just fell apart. Basic stuff. Line out more, 2 tries, right? And it is just very disappointing. And, you know, there was a time, I remember in about 2022, where I criticized Eddie Jones when he was coaching England of playing anti-rugby, right? England had a world of talents out there on the field for Eddie Jones, and all they did was try to kick for territory and then milk penalties, and Owen Farrell taking out 3 points, becoming the most highest score player in England history, right? That was basically the game plan for Eddie Jones, but tonight, the Wallabies basically played another very similar style of anti-rugby, right? This was so anti-rugby, they actually played uncontested scrum in the second half. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Wallabies cheated when they become the uncontested scrum. I'll talk about that in a second while we look at the law book. But hey, you know, the difference between the Wallabies anti-rugby style and the Eddie Jones anti-rugby style under England is the fact that Eddie Jones actually had a talent to perform a much better game plan. And the Wallabies, I just don't think we have the talent anymore. The Rugby Australia has let way too many high-quality players out the door. There has been way too little emphasis in developing scrum, props, you know, other aspect of the game other than having wingers, right? We've left in this position where James Slipper, at the tail end of his career, is still out there trying to battle it out for the Wallabies. And James Slipper, in case you don't know, okay, not because he's old or whatever, right? James Slipper has had injury issues for the Brumbies for the entire season. He should not be out there. He's not supposed to be out there, not because of his age. He's not supposed to be out there because of his persistent injury issues. And yet, I don't know who's coaching these forwards from the Wallabies. Do we even have a forwards coach? Because this was embarrassing. Putting him out there, knowing that he has a very high chance of getting injured. Sure enough, he got injured in 10 minutes in the second half. Taken off, uncontested scrum. And then again, we have Kalea, who is a younger player coming through for the loosehead position. And we have Alex Hodgman, again, taking over from the All Blacks, a former All Black, available to play, who's already debuted for the Wallabies, not used. And instead, we'll put out somebody we know has an injury issue for a very persistent period this year in Super Rugby. It just baffles me why we're not actually investing more. You know, who cares, right? Because, I mean, it's Rugby Australia. Just let everybody go and buy some more wingers. We'll solve that problem. So, yeah. So, Scrum dominated. Line out, again, 2 more tries second up at the Springboks. We still don't know how to defend it. I mean, do we even have any forwards coaching? I don't know, right? Just an absolute embarrassment. In the back line, a little bit better than last week, at least not just scrambling around. Still don't know how to deal with the rush defense. Just randomly cross-field kicking every time, right? Cross-field kick, inside your own 22, cross-field kick, right? Middle of the field, out of nowhere, cross-field kick, all right? You got a penalty advantage inside the opposition 22, right? Right in front of the try line. What do? Ha! No cross-field kick, keep pounding until you lose the fucking ball, right? I mean, that is just a genius, brilliance coming out of the Wallabies tonight. And again, I mean, it's probably not Joe Schmidt's fault. I mean, it's not Joe Schmidt's fault, okay? We just don't have the talents to make the right decisions. We just don't have the talents in the forwards to front out and play a game of rugby, right? And sure enough, when you don't have the talents, just kick for 3, guys. Just kick for 3. We've been getting pounded by the Springboks B team for the last 20, 25, 30 minutes. What do we do, guys? Just kick for 3. Make the scoreboard a lot better. And eventually, somebody had a brain. I was like, hey, look, guys. Springboks scoring 7 points. We're kicking 3. We're not going to be able to keep up with the score. Let's go for the line out. With about, 50 minutes left on the clock? Too little, too late. And what makes you think that you're going to score from the line out this time after spending the whole first half not able to score, not able to do any of that, not even backing yourself on it? Now that you're 40 behind because 3 points are not enough, you're going to think you're going to randomly turn this game around by going for the line out? Just stupid. If your line out was good enough, why didn't you do it in the first half? Just stupid. Just stupid. And let's talk about the cheating. Okay, the uncontested Scrum cheating. I am pretty sure, you can tell me if I'm wrong, okay? And if I am wrong, I will apologize to everybody, right? But I'm pretty sure if he goes to uncontested Scrum, right, you have to have 3 front rowers on the field. So, only when no replacement front rower player is available is any other player permitted to play in the front row. Am I just not understanding this? Is there a thing that I'm not getting? The Wallabies had Josh Naser available as a front rower, and they've taken him off to replace him with Seru Uru, which should not be allowed. Because the Wallabies only play with 2 front rowers during the uncontested Scrum period, and that was a huge advantage for the team. That was actually cheating. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong about the rules. If there's something that I don't understand about this interpretation of the law, I'm pretty sure you can't take him off, Josh Naser off, just because you go into uncontested Scrum and you don't have anybody else left on the bench. So, yeah. And Nick White, once again, tried to act like an absolute moron, an embarrassment again. Paul Williams did not buy this time, luckily. But again, just being an absolute idiot, got penalized after being warned not to act like an idiot, you know, kicking the ball away. Something that he actually stopped doing. I guess he's back with his Brumbies teammates, and it felt like he's got his beard back, he's got his mustache back again. All right, he's gonna act like an absolute tool out there. Just embarrassing. Embarrassing. Again, who is coaching these forwards? Do we have a forwards coach? How is it an international test team not able to field a proper scrum? Just embarrassing. Just fucking embarrassing. Outside of that, I guess the Springboks... Oh yeah, I forgot one bit. At the start of the game, right, there was about 2 or 3 scrums, the first 2 or 3 scrums. The camera was once again zoomed out to the moon, right? I was about to turn the fucking shit off. I was so pissed. And luckily, they stopped. And during the uncontested scrums, oh, yes, camera zoomed right in, made you see everything that was happening for the uncontested scrums, including the cheating that involves an extra lock on the field. Everybody saw that, right? Just brilliance. Brilliance from Rugby Australia, and brilliance from the people that's doing this TV broadcast from Channel 9, no doubt. Probably prefer that this was Rugby League anyway, right? Just, like, this is the thing. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If you have a business, and you get people that don't care about the business, that wants this business to be something else, because they're not passionate about the business, right? Channel 9 wants this to be a Rugby League match. You cut the deal off from them. You find another partner to work with this deal. Because they're not working in your best interest. When they don't understand the sport, they don't understand what is happening out there, and have the camera zoomed out during a scrum, you only damage your own brand. Just unbelievable. Idiocracy. Springboks, despite the B team, quite comfortably won the game. It was rainy out there, a bit slippery. I thought Farsi was really good, despite the rain. Again, the crossfield kicks as well from the Wallabies, right? Either went to Farsi, who's like one of the best receivers in the entire South Africa, and then Cheslin Kobe, one of the best receivers in the entire world, just keep crossfield kicking the same guys. Yeah, works every time. for the South Africans, that is. Lots of these stupid kickings all game, right? And outside of that, South Africa, the only team that scored, 3 tries? 4 tries, right, yeah. 2 more tries in the second half. It's like, hey, we need some bonus point, guys. Just set up the more. Wallabies don't know how to deal with that. Just embarrassing. In fact, there was 3 more tries. Marco van Staden scored this one as well, 42. So the only try that wasn't a more try was a fasty try down the sideline. Just speedster. Yeah. And Springboks probably could have more points. There was a bunch of opportunities in the first half where they just like knock on the ball because of rainy conditions. I think my Pimpy almost got a try if it wasn't for a knock on just before the try line. You know, it is. Let's move on. Let's talk about the match stats. 4 tries to 0 for the Springboks. How can you win a rugby game when you go out there and just want to kick 3 points? I actually cannot believe. Anyway, 378 run meters for South Africa, 220 for the Wallabies. 11 turnovers conceded the Wallabies, 14 against the Springboks. I mean, you can't get turned over if you don't play rugby, right? I mean, that's a good strategy actually. 12 missed tackles out of 18. So this is the only thing the Wallabies did good, much better than they did last week, which was like what, 30 something missed tackles. 10 for the Springboks, as always. Rush defense, extremely potent and good. 32 kicks in play for the Wallabies. 29 for the Springboks. Yeah, just kick the ball away, of course. You don't play rugby. You can't miss tackles. 1 goal was missed by Noah Lolosio. 2 from Sasha. Kicks in hand. 709 run meters to 737. You see why? How can you have more kicks from hand, right, and have fewer meters? Oh, that's right, because you're kicking from one end of the field to the other end, straight to Chess and Kobe. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Line out, despite Springboks having the B team, still has what, a higher percentage completion. 4 line out missed out of 16. 3 line out missed out of 10 for the Wallabies. Scrums. Apparently, there was one line out where one scrum when the Springboks. Actually, I don't even know. I think there was one scrum where the Springboks lost for like early push. Yes, there was one where they lost for early push or something, but I don't know. It was zoomed out. Right? I can't see what happened, so who knows? I just know there was uncontested scrum and you were cheating with an extra lock on the field. So, yeah. Penalties conceded 11 for the Wallabies, 10 for the Springboks. 1 yellow card due to repeated penalties and illegally collapsing them more because, you know, we're test players, right? How do we defend them more? Just collapse it. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it is just the Wallabies for you guys. You know, it's Rugby Australia. Wanting to turn this to rugby league, and we got uncontested scrum. I hope the viewership went through the roof, right, in the second half because of it, right? And then that's gonna be something that's gonna keep, you know, that's the only thing that will make them even happier than go to uncontested scrum, right? Just unbelievable. Anyway, let's talk about some of the moments of the game. What is there to talk about other than the absolute non-existent rugby that was played by the Australian side? Yeah. 2 minutes into the game, immediately there was a penalty for the Wallabies. Great, take 3 points. Whatever, right? 3 points to 0. This time, I guess you could justify because it was bucketing down raining, right? So you might want to say, hey, it's really slippery. Might not get the points any more ones. You might not be able to convert that into a try, but yeah, whatever. And then both teams were just doing this weird crossfield kicks, including Noah Lolosio, just kicking it straight to Chess and Kobe, right? 14 minutes into the game. City penalty of the breakdown for the Wallabies against the Wallabies. Springboks get this one in. 3 points apiece. 16 minutes into the game, this try was actually should have been disallowed in my opinion. So there was a rock on the ground, and one of the Springbok players was on the ground, and he knocked the ball back out of the rock with his hand. Pretty sure that's what happened. And then there was a counter attack. Nice run down the side. Makazuma Pimpy kicked the ball down, and then after that, it fastly followed up. Try time. Beautiful try, but I don't think he should have stood. 3 points to 8. 20 minutes into the game, not a penalty to the Wallabies. Oh my god, we just conceded a try. 5 points. How do we catch up? 3 points. Yeah, kick 3. Yeah, anyway. 25 minutes into the game, there was a scrum penalty, and I can't see what happened, so I just know it was a penalty to the Springboks, and they kicked another 3. 6 points to 11. The 34 minutes into the game, Wallabies got another penalty. A player was, I think Noah Lolosio had a nice little run here, did a little grabber kick over the top, and it was chasing the ball, and he got tackled without a ball. And he kicked this one, 9 points to 11. 38 minutes again, there was actually some nice play here by the Wallabies, and I didn't see any more of it. There was a scrum. So they kind of like faked running one side and then quickly switched to the other side and then kicked the 50-22 out of this. So that was really nice work by the Wallabies. And I haven't seen any of that after this one play. So at least it did something there. 40 minutes into the game, there was a penalty against the Springboks for not rolling away. And Wallaby says, thank God, we can kick another 3 and go into halftime with a 1-point lead. And Noah Lolesio shanked this one. 9 points, 11. Of course. 42 minutes into the game, second half, there was already a warning in the first half against Nick White. He was like holding the ball, not giving it away, trying to argue with the referee, and the referee's like, I'm not having it. Stop trying holding the ball. And 42 minutes into the game, did it again, Nick White, and the referee marched him 10 meters. Springboks goes, yep, we'll take the line out. And yeah, nice maul, straight through. Marco van Staden try. 45 minutes into the game, there was another penalty to the Wallabies. And the Wallabies at this point is starting to say, hey, the maths is not adding up. If we just... sorry, at this point, Wallabies like, yeah, well, we're 18 points to 9 behind. The math's still adding up. Let's kick for 3 to catch up with the 7-point, try that we just conceded, right? So they kick another 3 here. 47 minutes into the game, Max Jorgensen joins the team, joins the group with his debut. I think it was at 12 as well, so playing out of position there for him. And yeah. So then there was a 48 minutes, there was a big break as to all the referees trying to figure out uncontested scrummaging. After a long deliberation, they decided the Wallabies has to go down a player, which was correct. And then they realized, hey, the player was taken off with HIA, so you can actually play with 15 players, which was also correct. So the Wallabies had 2 hookers and Nongor, which is the tight head problem on the field, which was a correct setup, which is fine. Uncontested scrum. At this point, Incher and Vincent Koch comes on the field. 2 of the best scrummagers in the world. Not going to see a proper contested scrum. Yeah, everybody loses, right? Just what we wanted to see. 55 minutes into the game is where the cheating occurred, in my opinion. Seru Uru, when it came on, they took it off Josh Nasa. Uru is a lock. Nasa is a hooker. And they have reduced the number of front rowers down to 2. I don't know why none of the referees picked this up. I guess, I think I must be wrong here. So, pretty sure that's not allowed. Someone can let me know how that works. 63 minutes into the game. Lolesio giving away a silly penalty to the back in the breakdown. Again, why is Lolesio even in the breakdown? I don't know. Springboks went for another try. Another line out. More. Malcolm Marks try. Easy as that. And 65 minutes in the game after being 25-12 down, the Wallabies finally starting to waking up to the fact that they can't win the match scoring 3 when the opposition is scoring 7. So they decided to go to the line out, go to the penalty, and finally, good for them, they actually got a penalty out of the line out more. After all the crossfield kicks that was kicked through the entire game, this would be an opportunity to throw the dice, right? No crossfield kick here. And the ball was turned over ultimately, and Wallabies, yeah, screwed up their own opportunity here and not able to score. 72 minutes of the game, the Springboks got another penalty. They went for another line out, and Sevu Uru collapsed the maul illegally. No penalty try, just a yellow card. And then following this one, Springbok goes again. Line out, more try, Malcolm Marks, 30 points to 12. And yeah, a final bit of the play, 76 minutes. There was a crossfield kick from the Springboks. Petersef Dutoy was near the sideline. He ran in. He got tackled, popped the ball up, and initially looked like Jesse Crew had knocked the ball on, but he may or may not have touched the ball, but there was a forward pass anyway. The ball actually went forward to where the goal line is. So either way, this was a no try, but yeah, a little bit disappointing there. And that was it. That was the end of the game. 12 points to 30. I don't see that Australian rugby is going to dig out of this hole because a lot of the talents coming through are opting to play for rugby league. Even if you poach them over to play rugby union, the players that we desperately need the most are the forwards, are the scrums, the props, the hookers, and maybe even locks. And quite frankly, you just can't get that for rugby league. And I guess we can just cheat and go uncontested scrum every week and hope that we can defend them all somehow and maybe win a couple games against tier 2 nations, maybe tier 3 nations at this point. It is what it is.